All right, let's jump right in. The AI revolution isn't just some far-off concept anymore. It's happening right now. In this explainer, we're going to track its impact all the way from the C-suite and the factory floor to the research labs that are literally building our future. You know, this quote from NVIDIA just nails it. AI isn't something that's coming soon, it's here, and it's actively rewiring the very guts of major industries as we speak. And that rewiring, it starts right at the top. We're seeing a massive, seismic shift where companies are no longer just dabbling in AI. They're building their entire strategy around it, an AI-first approach that touches every single part of the business. And a perfect example of this is what xAI is doing with Grok Business and Grok Enterprise. See, we're moving way beyond just general-purpose chatbots. These tools are being custom-built to plug directly into complex corporate workflows and solve very specific business problems. It's a whole new level of integration. This change is incredibly dramatic in places like the biopharma industry. And listen, we're not just talking about using AI to speed up a little bit of research. No, this is a total overhaul of how these companies work, from the very first moment of drug discovery all the way through clinical trials and operations. And you can see this tangible impact at both ends of the chain. Just look at retail and consumer goods. On one side, AI is making warehouse logistics unbelievably efficient. And on the other, it's personalizing the customer experience right down to what's in your wallet. It's pretty incredible. Okay, what's so powerful about this slide is how clearly it shows the before and after. On the left, in the before AI world, everything was slow, manual, and stuck in its own silo. Now look to the right. With an AI-first approach, it becomes integrated, predictive, and driven by data. That right there is the strategy in action. So all this amazing capability, where does it actually come from? Well, let's go behind the curtain and into the innovation engine, the research lab, to see how the next generation of AI is being forged. You know, as these AI systems get smarter and woven more deeply into our daily lives, researchers are wrestling with a huge question. They've actually given it a name: the fake friend dilemma. And it really gets to the very heart of our relationship with this technology. So what does that really mean? Well, think about it. It's this deep tension between an AI that seems super supportive and helpful and the commercial goals that might be pulling its strings behind the scenes. Can you really trust an agent when its ultimate goals might not be your own? Now, one of the big technical hurdles in building AI we can trust is memory. The problem is, a lot of current methods just kind of lump everything together. You've got time, cause and effect, and who's who all tangled up, which, as you can imagine, leads to some pretty flawed thinking. And that is precisely why new architectures like Magma are such a big deal. You can see how it works. First, it pulls apart those different types of information. Then, it aligns them with what you're actually asking. The result? The AI's reasoning is more accurate, more reliable, and, this is the key part, way more understandable to us humans. And this push for interpretability, for being able to see inside the machine's head, it's happening everywhere. This chart really shows the big shift away from these black box systems that we just can't understand towards AI that's transparent. And this isn't just some academic debate. For critical systems, it's absolutely essential for actually using this stuff in the real world. Okay, so let's zoom out from the lab for a minute, because innovation never happens in a vacuum. We need to look at the strategic landscape, the partnerships and policies being built to support all this technology. I mean, just look at this. You have massive players like Siemens and NVIDIA joining forces. And they're not just creating a product, they are building the foundational operating system for industrial AI. That signals a huge commitment to integrating these solutions right into the very core of the industrial world. So what does this mean for your business? It means policy isn't a side conversation anymore. It's a core piece of your tech strategy. The rules of the road, the regulations, are now just as important as the code itself in determining how this powerful tech gets built and used. All right, so let's tie all of this together. When you connect the dots from the boardroom to the research lab to the regulators, what are the big themes that everyone, whether you're an exec, an investor, or a researcher, really needs to be paying attention to? And here is the single most important takeaway. All of these themes are completely intertwined. The economic boom in retail and biopharma relies on better foundational models. But to use those models, you have to solve for trust and interpretability. And all of that is being shaped by policy. See? It all works together. Which really leaves us with the one fundamental question. doesn't it? As AI stops being just a tool and starts becoming the actual infrastructure for our economy and our society, we have to ask ourselves, are we building it on a foundation of trust? The answer to that is going to shape the future for every single one of us.